In a city where ambition never slept, men disappeared, not by force, not by war, but by choice. They walked into the night and never came back the same. Some returned rich, powerful, untouchable. Others returned empty, broken, like something inside them had been taken. No one spoke of it, but everyone knew the rumors. There was a woman. She appeared only to men on the edge of something: desperation, desire, or destiny. They said she was beautiful, but not in a way the world could understand. Her beauty felt like a secret, like something you weren't supposed to see, but couldn't look away from. They called her many names, but the one that stayed was Seraphine. Cale didn't believe in myths. Not anymore. Life had already stripped him of anything worth believing in: a failed dream, a dying mother, a future that kept slipping through his fingers. He had nothing left, except one last hope. So when the old man at the corner whispered, "If you truly want to change your fate, find her," Kyle didn't hesitate. He found her, on a night that felt too quiet to be real. She stood beneath a flickering streetlight, alone, waiting, as if she had always known he would come. "Kyle," she said softly. His breath caught. He had never told her his name. "Who are you?" he asked. She smiled, not kindly, not cruelly, just knowingly. "I am the answer to a question you haven't fully asked yet." He should have walked away. Everything in him said this was wrong, but desperation is louder than fear. "I want a better life," he said. "I want to save my mother. I want more than this." Seraphine stepped closer, slowly, carefully, and like approaching something fragile. "And what are you willing to give for it?" Her voice was soft, but it carried weight, the kind that presses against your soul. "Anything," Cale said. And the moment the word left his lips, he felt it, a shift, as if something unseen had just begun watching. Seraphine's eyes darkened slightly, not with evil, but with something deeper, something ancient. "Be careful," she whispered. "Most men say that, without understanding what anything truly means." Kyle didn't hesitate. "I mean it." Silence. Then she reached out, her fingers brushing lightly against his chest, right over his heart. "Not your life," she said. "I have no use for that." Her gaze lifted to meet his. "I take something far more valuable." A pause, just long enough for doubt to creep in. "Your destiny." Seraphine did not answer immediately, and for the first time, the woman who spoke like she knew everything had nothing to say. Kyle noticed, and something inside him shifted. "You hesitate," he said quietly. Her gaze dropped for a brief moment, almost human. Then she looked back at him. "It doesn't matter," she replied. "It changes nothing." But it did, because now he knew. There was something she wasn't telling him. Kyle looked at her outstretched hand, the promise of power, the cost of everything. Then slowly, he stepped back. "No!" The word hung between them, heavy, final. Seraphine's expression didn't break, but something in the air did. "You would walk away?" she asked. "After everything you've seen?" Cale nodded. "I thought I wanted it," he said. "But if it costs me the life I was meant to live," his voice softened. "I don't think I can afford that." Silence, deep and unfamiliar, because no one had ever refused her before. Not like this, not after seeing the truth. Seraphine lowered her hand. "You'll regret this," she said. Not as a threat, but as certainty. "Maybe," Kyle replied, "but at least the regret will be mine." For a moment, They simply stood there. Two people on opposite sides of something neither fully understood. Then Kale turned and began to walk away. Kale. Her voice stopped him, soft, almost fragile. He didn't turn. What happens, she asked, when the world gives you nothing in return for your sacrifice? A pause. Then, what happens when holding on to your destiny still leaves you with nothing? Kale closed his eyes briefly, because that question was too real. He turned slowly. And what happens to you? He asked. When you keep taking pieces of people until there's nothing left of yourself? That hit something. He saw it. A crack. Small, but real. For the first time, Seraphine looked away. Not because she was hiding something, but because she couldn't face it. I told you, she said quietly. I don't have a choice. Kyle stepped closer. Not afraid now. Not tempted. Just curious. Then who made the choice for you? Silence. But this time, it wasn't empty. It was filled with something buried. Something old. Something painful. The wind moved between them, and for a second, Kyle saw it. Not the woman, but the truth behind her. Loneliness, endless, unchanging. You take destinies, he said slowly. But you don't live any of them, do you? Her breath caught. Just slightly, but enough. That's why you do this, he continued. Not for power. Not for control. His voice softened. You're trying to feel something that isn't yours anymore. Stop. Her voice was sharp now, but it trembled underneath. Kale didn't. You don't need my destiny, he said. You need your own back. Something in the air shifted again. But this time, it wasn't the magic. It was her. For the first time since he met her, Seraphine looked afraid, not of him, but of what he was making her remember. You should go, she said quickly. Now. Or what? Kyle asked. Her eyes met his, and this time, there was no mystery left, only truth. If you stay, her voice dropped, then I won't be able to let you go. The words lingered, not as a threat, but as a confession. Kyle felt it. The pull, not of the deal, but of her. He should have left. Every instinct told him to. This wasn't his world. And this wasn't his fight. But his feet didn't move. Then don't. The word came out before he could stop them. Seraphine froze. Don't let me go, Kale said. But don't take my destiny either. That's not how this works, she whispered. Then maybe it should, he replied. Silence fell again. But this time, it was different, because something impossible had just been placed between them, a choice that broke every rule she had ever lived by. For the first time in centuries, Seraphine didn't know what to do. And that was when it happened. The air cracked, not softly, not gently, but violently. A presence, dark, ancient, watching. Seraphine's expression changed instantly. Fear. Real fear. You shouldn't have said that, she whispered. Kale frowned. Said what? Run. But it was already too late. The shadows behind them began to move. A stretching, twisting, alive, and from within them, a voice, low, inhuman, unforgiving. You were given a purpose, Seraphine. Kale felt his body go cold. And yet, the voice continued, you hesitate. Seraphine stepped in front of Kale, protective, instinctive. He is not part of this, she said. The shadows laughed, a sound that didn't belong in the world. Everything is part of this. Kale's heart pounded, because now he understood. She wasn't the one in control, she was bound, and whatever she served, had just taken notice of him. Seraphine didn't look back, but her voice found him, soft, urgent. "Now you understand," she said. "This was never about love." A pause, heavy, final. It was always about ownership. The shadows moved closer, reaching, hungry, and Kyle realized something too late. Walking away had saved his destiny, but staying had tied it to hers, and whatever came for her next was coming for him too.